So we are just going to throw it up in there straight away because the presentation for Saturday's main event was just great. Because we're all suckers for nostalgia, and we had Jesse Ventura on this, who was absolutely brilliant. We had the old ropes, we had the old music, we had like an entranceway that was basically coming through the crowd. If you wanted to transport yourself back to the mid-80s, this is the show for you. That's right, we are giving it an up. And also, if WWE is going to do it, I'm going to do it too. Because that's right, apparently back in the 80s, I was a luchador with hair who smoked a pipe. I don't make the rules. I think this show has jumped the shark. Rules, hello my friends, I am Simon Miller, and you have just tuned into Ups and Downs, which is the wrestling review show where we review wrestling. Don't know why I had to say it twice, but sometimes you just do. Given that we did just have a Saturday night's main event, it's time to give the good bits an up and the bad bits a down, and see if it made me feel warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum. That is way better than 5 stars. Jesse Ventura and Joe Tessitore did kick us off as well. I just want to take a moment to praise Jesse Ventura, because not only was he great here, but he was so good in the main event when he did proper commentary, and his whole MO was just to try and get across, I do not trust Cody Rhodes, and I think he is a bad guy. So listen, every time we do the SNME, we should absolutely bring Jesse back. He just has something about him. The surprises kept on coming too, because Pat McAfee is now back and he was doing commentary with Michael Cole. And I think everyone on the roster was like, well, we are going to be on network TV and loads of people are going to be watching this. We should go out there and do the 2024 word of having a banger. Exhibit A was Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Now Zayn had a motive because he hates this guy, so they just ran at each other. When we got chops, we got slaps, we got punches. They were just having a big old scrap. Sami then hit a springboard moonsault, but then Drew caught him on the next one and threw him into Alan the announce table. When they got in the ring, and he quite literally just held him around. This is Drew McIntyre, man, he's quite the hoss. Thankfully, Zayn is a huge fan of the Arkham Asylum game, so he dodged when Drew ran at him, meaning McIntyre went into the corner, when Sami was also able to hit a sunset flip powerbomb. I want to be that guy, but it wasn't the moves themselves, but it was the execution of them. They were so smooth. I suppose that's what a bald person would feel like when they touch their head, but I wouldn't know anything about that. Hilariously, Drew then blocked the least devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the Blue Thunder Bomb, which was a waste of time because it wouldn't have worked anyway, when he hit his own bomb of power, when Sam was able to score with the least devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the Blue Thunder Bomb. Did it work? Of course it didn't. Even back in the 80s. It never does. It did wake up Drew, though, who decided to roll to the outside, which is what every single wrestler does in 2024, but he needed to revive his HP, and even though Zayn went to got him, this went totally bad, because McIntyre got back in the ring when kabam! He smashed Sami Zayn with the Claymore kick, and he got the 1-2-3. So flub me sideways, and we turning this finishing move into a finishing move. This also felt like Drew's biggest win in ages, because he can use it to be such an asshole now. Be like, ha ha, what did I tell you? But honestly, in terms of a match to start the show, let's get it up. We then saw the likes of Tito Santana, Jimmy Hart, and the rest in the crowd. We saw Coco Beware later, and Greg the Hammer Valentine. So I was like, man, this is just absolutely crazy. Although I don't think Greg the Hammer Valentine has been happy in the last 20 years. So I hope he perks up a bit. It was then right into our women's title match too, because it was Iyo Sky versus Liv Morgan. And I don't know about you, but I never actually thought we were going to see a title change here. And maybe they knew it as well, because to make up for it, the bell went ding, ding, ding. And man, they just went at 100 miles per hour. It was like it was a go match. We kind of copied the first bout as well, because soon Iyo Sky was doing her moonsault to the outside. And once again, that cost her, because Liv was like, well, I don't appreciate this, so I'm going to take my boot and I'm going to boot you. I mean, what else would you do with a boot? No, that didn't last long because we gave Sky loads here, probably because she was going to be able to lose, and she was able to hit Liv Morgan with this old dive. They got back in the ring and Liv Morgan gave her a drop kick when we got into the 1-2 ooze. Morgan was then able to hit the backstabber because she wasn't able to do that because Sky was like, well, now I'm going to give you some suplexes, and they are going to originate from Germany. She then tried for an enziguri, but somehow Liv got into a crossface there. But that was a mistake too, because as soon as Iyo wiggled and jiggled out that one, she just went after this woman. The knee to the face, she gave Liv Morgan. If you have 8 seconds today, and you really should have 8 seconds, how busy are you? You need to go and see this. I mean, there was no pro wrestling here. It was just kneeing somebody right in the face. The real problem, though, is that Iyo Sky is totally obsessed with moonsaults, so when she went for another one, Liv got her feet up, and I swear, Iyo's face just went right into this, when Morgan hit the Oblivion, also kind of from nowhere, and she got the 1, 2, 3. So once again, we can kind of copy and paste what we said from the first match. It just goes to show, well, you don't want to get hit with the Oblivion, because you're going to lose. And I have no problem with that. Once again, it's called a finishing move. As soon as Liv was celebrating too, Rhea Ripley came out and she looked at Morgan and Morgan looked at her. And this was smart as well, because of course you have to imagine lots of people are going to tune into this that maybe haven't watched WWE in a while. So you want to underline who your stars are. I guess that Rhea is going to become champion on that Netflix special too. Well, not the Netflix special, the Raw debut. And maybe the WrestleMania match is Iyo Sky versus Rhea Ripley. But I really enjoyed the fact that there was no shenanigans here. Liv Morgan just won and she beat someone like Iyo Sky. And you're damn right that makes Liv Morgan feel more devastated. It also helped the main event too because we were saving the shenanigans for that. Yeah, this was another one. Just a good match. Up. The big hitters kept on coming too because then our World Heavyweight Championship was on the line. Gunther versus Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. And they smashed it as well. And sure, this one also didn't have much jeopardy because no way was the ring general going to lose. But that's why you could just sit back and enjoy it. And to kick things off, Gunther and Damian Priest were like, we enjoy tennis. Come here, Finn Balor. They just bopped him around for a bit. Also want to point out when making his entrance, Gunther was trying not to touch the fan. So maybe we did get a bit ahead of ourselves. Not entirely sure who's going full babyface just yet. Balor then hit a dive because of course it is 2024 wrestling when he got taken out again, not for dinner, when it was time for the two big men to slap their man meat. You know the deal with that. Never going to be upset when big men slap their man meat. I've definitely got a word in that sentence wrong. Gunther won that exchange and then he floored Balor when he went back to Damian Priest and he applied the Boston crab, so that annoyed me because Damian isn't from Boston and that's how he escaped it so easily. Pretty sure he's from Puerto Rico. Well, that's not true because Finn was able to break this up when he also smashed Gunther right in the face, but by this point Damian had refilled his HP bar, so he was able to take out Balor. So you see what we were doing here was that you come after me and I'll go after you, then we'll go after him. Hooray. He then smashed him with some hard blows and squished him in the corner when he essentially did the Undertaker's old school maneuver. And I thought about this, I was like, actually, out of everybody on the roster, if you are going to start bringing that move back from the past, yeah, give it to Damian Priest. Now, he may have just have done this because it was Saturday Night's main event, but it fits him like a glove. This opened the door for the Razor's Edge, but Gunther cut that off and he was going for the power bomb when Finn Balor zoomed in with the sling blade. And even though I'm going to sound like a massive geek and a nerd here, I'm going to do it anyway. This was a very well laid out and structured match. Balor then summoned Mario, but Gunther was able to stop the stomp, which sounded like some kind of catchphrase, when all of a sudden Gunther was going for a superplex when Damian Priest was here, and damn it, he was able to hit the Razor's Edge. Priest would have won it here too if it wasn't for these meddling kids. Or Finn Balor hitting the coup de grace and breaking it up at the 1-2. Priest then teased this again because he was able to get the big choke slam on Finn, but it was Gunther that broke it up at the 1-2. And when these two were battling on the outside, Gunther grabbed him and threw him into Simba the Steel Steps. That looked disgusting. It also sent Gunther totally mad because he got in the ring. He hit this death drop kick to Finn Balor, who flew into another dimension. You don't want to be there, because Gunther then hit the bomb of power and he beat him for the 1-2-3. And the last few seconds of this match felt like Gunther early in the day had gone to Triple H and said, hey, here's the finish, I'm going to kill everyone and win. So this really was so much fun, and in terms of the story, it just told you that the Ring General has got his confidence back. That's nice. I don't want to see anybody lacking in confidence, but honestly, such a good three-way. These three are some of the best in the world as far as I'm concerned. Giving it up. Jesse Ventura then weighed in for a little bit, and again, it was just so good. And that voice is totally iconic. When we did get to our warm and fuzzy in the tum-tum moment of the evening, even though a heel won a belt, I don't care. But it was Chelsea Green versus Michin in the finals of the Women's US Tournament. And doesn't this just summarize wrestling brilliantly? Because Chelsea returned to WWE and she was just a great character and she was having fun and she was maximizing her minutes when an opportunity did come up. And I suppose everyone behind the scenes said, yep, we gotta give it to Chelsea. They wrestled at the start of this too because it is wrestling. And Michin decided, nah, bruh, I don't want to do that anymore. And she kind of did this submission using the ropes. You can't do that. It sort of served as a distraction because the referee had to do their job and no referee can handle that, which is when Piper Niven got involved and she slammed Michin on the floor. And even though Piper and Chelsea were doing this for the entire match, This crowd did not care, they had picked their favourite. Green then went for the Rough Rider, but Michin was able to turn that into a bomb of power, which was pretty damn cool. When we got even more German suplexes, who must have been sponsoring this event. Wrestler Lieben diesen Zug. Green got a DDT, but Green was finally able to hit the Rough Rider for a 1-2-0 when Michin kinda did this spear, but it meant Chelsea went crashing into Piper Niven. Ruh-roh. It meant Michin had to go deal with Piper, which I totally understood, but she had then charged her MP because she marched back in the ring. She kind of hit the E-defeat, not really. Green went flying to the other side of the ring, which actually was going to benefit her because the ref went one, the ref went two, and at the last second, Chelsea Green got her foot on the rope. Big pop. Hilariously, Piper then must have also taken her Phoenix down because she was back on the aprons and Mitch was like, oh fine, I'll get rid of you. But this meant that Chelsea and Michin were tussling the corner, and I tell you, I don't know what the hell Chelsea Green did here. She basically cast her special maneuver because she did this coolest counter. It put her right into the unprettier position, which she did hit. The referee counted 1, 2, 3, and I was doing the dance of joy. So talk about an amazing 2024 for Chelsea Green, and she is so good that she could actually lose this title on SmackDown and she'd be totally fine. Now, I'm not advocating that, and I don't want it to happen, but it just goes to show how much she gets all of this. It was exactly the right thing to do, and again, she's the first US Women's Champion in history. Nobody can take that away from her. Giving it up. This is when Jessie did indeed join the commentary team because it was time for our main event. And I tell you, if you wanted some nostalgia up your tuchus, you were about to get it. Because it turned out all the memories were true. And when Cody came to the ring, he actually had the Winged Eagle title. That's right, I'm such a nerd, I have a version of my own. This is the real thing. It cost me a horrendous amount of money, but that's why I'm giving this the golden apple. Because it just made me happy, man. And this may actually tie into another story that WWE is going to do. But even if it is a one-night only thing, sometimes you just have to take what you can get. This was damn excellent. Kevin Owens also came out wearing a t-shirt that was Dusty Rhodes with his face plastered over it. So his t-shirt game is the best when they did indeed start to fight because of course they hate each other. It's not true at all. Kevin bailed instantly and he looked at this championship, so the brawl started on the outside. Then man, we got some instant action with Ali at the announce table and Cody went, ta-da, it's 2024. And he went to do a dive, but that's when he landed on that damn leg. I think he was injured. Now, Kevin was not as nice this time. He just grabbed Rhodes and threw him into the ring post when he did the back suplex onto Alan the announce table. Now, you may have been like, wait a minute, that's Randy Orton's move. Well, KO knew this because he waved at the camera and said, hi, Randy. That's it as far as I'm concerned, and I mean this too, Wrestler of the Year. This is when he went for the ankle because yes, he doesn't care anymore, and he hit a swanton when he kind of mimicked Dusty Rhodes. And we've talked about this throughout the entire year. You can't do that, don't pose in the middle of the match. Surprise, surprise, Cody was back, and he did the Dusty punches. The disaster kick then got a 1-2, but Cody wasn't able to hit the Cody cutter because Kevin Owens rolled out of the ring. So genuinely, if we are talking about something that has had a massive uptick over the last 12 months, it's wrestlers being down and going, wait a minute, if I go to the outside, I can't be pinned, I'm gonna do it. Sadly, KO did not see what was coming next because Cody was so pissed off, he just threw him through Alan the announce table when we did get back in the ring, and he did hit the Cody cutter, but damn it, he only got a 1-2-0. Kevin returned fire with the always good Avalanche Fisherman's Buster when he went for the stunner, but Cody said no and he went for the Crossroads when there was some wiggling and jiggling. And of course that meant they fell into the referee. He was down. I mean, talk about going back to the 80s. Who am I kidding? Wrestling does this all the time. Now this was the big moment of the match because Kevin then hit the stunner and he had Cody Rhodes down for like a 9 count, but there was no official. And by the time the second ref got in the ring, Cody kicked out of the 1-2-ooh. So now Kevin Owens has every right to be pissed. He should be the champion. It then got even worse though, because by the time Cody got back to his feet, he went to another Cody cutter, but Owens got out the way, meaning Rhodes went into the second referee, so now he was dead too. Kevin then decided, screw this, I can't be arsed, and he went and got Charlie the chair and he swung it at Cody. But get this, man, Rhodes ducked and he hit the Crossroads. Jesse Ventura instantly went, I bet he's going to use that chair. And he did, man, because it was laying on the floor. Rhodes hit the Crossroads onto the steel. And do you know what he did? Before he made the pin, he pushed it out the ring. Oh my gosh, Kevin Owens is going to explode. I mean, it is kind of his fault, but don't worry about that. And there was even more controversy, I suppose, because Charles Robinson was then back, and he did the count, but he was outside the ring. He didn't even get in the damn thing. So while Cody Rhodes is still the champion, there is going to be a lot to talk about. This is absolutely true too, because after Saturday Night's Main Event went off air, you can see this on social media now, Owens decided, man, I'm going to cause a right fuss, and he hit Cody Rhodes with the damn package power driver. Now, if you're one of these people that are like, oh man, that pole driver he hit on Randy Orton, that was way too soft. Well, mate, I present this one to you instead. It looked like it killed Cody. There's also footage of Triple H walking out there super pissed off, and him and Kevin get into a shoving match. Now listen, this is never going to happen, but because I have a nerd brain, because Kevin Owens has done so many unthinkable things in WWE, I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna have a match at WrestleMania. But that's how good and hot this angle was. Owens stormed off after this and he had the Winged Eagle title. And the interesting part is on social media, he posted a picture of himself with it and had the words mine. So now I'm thinking WWE may run with a story where this championship is back, but it's Kevin Owens walking around saying I'm the world champion because I did get dicked over in that match, and I tell you, my friends, if we do that, I'm going to cry, because that is damn excellent. So I am going to give this an up, and I may actually retroactively come back to it and give it a golden up if we do all of this. I just don't understand why we didn't do it on the TV, but maybe WWE just wanted to create some noise, which they've absolutely done. Also, it's 2024. If you wanted to see this, you definitely did see it. Great main event. Kevin Owens is the man. Cody Rhodes is great. Which brought us to the end of Saturday Night's Main Event, and I know you can kind of call it a glorified TV show, I suppose, but it was 2 hours, it zoomed on by, there was enough story bits for me. I just liked all the clean finishes. And that kind of a guy, I mean, not in the main event, but that was the point. Give it an up. Now, of course, please do leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought about last night's Saturday Night's Main Event. That didn't make any sense. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen for my ups and downs of SmackDown to get all my thoughts on pro wrestling. Otherwise, just enjoy your day, my friends. I'll see you soon.